You heard the name of the show. Hello and welcome to AMHQ Weekend. It is Saturday, December 5th, 2015. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass. In for Kate Parker this morning. It's the first weekend of December. It's here already. Surprisingly, though, off to a wonderfully warm start. I don't know if too many people are complaining, but you know, a lot of people are maybe complaining about the showers and the sunshine.
Yeah, I think so. People who had plans on the nice, beautiful sunshine are dealing with something else.
State usually living up to its name this time of the year, but there it is. We got the rain on the forecast map here along the East Coast especially.
Yeah, so you got the rain on the mouse ears here, but then when you make your way up along the eastern seaboard, different scenario altogether. Not the rain, not the low, but rather the high and dry conditions. Out to the west, though, warmer times, Kelly.
Yeah, not too bad with those temps about 10 to 15 degrees above average. Enjoy that while you've got it right. It's December after all. We do see some snow in the forecast across the Colorado Rockies, right where the skiers want it.
Absolutely. And then again to the west, we got some heavy rain that's going to be popping up. Temperatures in Seattle and Portland mainly into the 40s. 42 in Minneapolis, but relatively dry conditions despite the cloudy skies, Kelly.
Yeah, we do have dry skies where we'd like to see some rainfall across California, but you know, Florida, that is really where it's at. Typically the coldest time of the day, and it's really not that bad. Although you do need the jackets. We're talking mid-30s from Philly to DC, but Saranac Lake, that's actually pretty good right now. 36 degrees, 32 in Buffalo. It is cold in Pittsburgh. You are the cold spot with those temps in the 20s right now. But look at how we warm up throughout the Northeast today. Going 51. If you're ice skating at Rockefeller Center, that is above average. 54 degrees in Philly. Buffalo, you're going to be 47, but even that is 7 degrees above average. Burlington to Boston also looking warmer than average as well. Tomorrow we do it again, only better. If you like these temperatures, look at these mid-50s from New York to Boston. We're in the upper 40s in Burlington, and trust me, that is a real bargain for the first weekend of December. 51 in Buffalo, on over towards Pittsburgh as well. Still no snow. It's like the latest we've seen that first measurable snowfall in places like Buffalo, and we don't have it on tap for Monday either. So you don't need the shovels for a change. Look at this. DC, you're going to be 56 degrees on the Mall, 44 degrees in Bangor, Maine, 53 in Central Park. That is really nice weather if you want to check out the tree, get in some of that holiday shopping or window shopping along Fifth Avenue. There's your forecast for this weekend. It's really feeling more like fall rather than the first weekend of December. There you go. Monday, 53. And for Tuesday, we're a lot of clouds. It's going to be out there. So the temperature not quite as warm, but still in the 40s. Philadelphia, enjoy this stretch of dry, relatively mild weather. Great weather for hanging up those decorations outside.
Absolutely. You got to brag about that. There's weather that's strong like bull. You got to.
It is our rainy season along the West Coast. Typically during an El Nino year, we see more of a flow down here across the Southwest. But so far this year, it's been across the Pacific Northwest. You can see that low spiraling up there, moving generally in the northeast direction over towards Canada, but still that trailing cold front and all that moisture is going to be basically moving onshore throughout the day today. And you can see it showing up on our water vapor, the purples, the blues, indicating all that deep moisture within the upper levels of the atmosphere. And we go beneath the clouds, we find the rain. It's pretty light for the most part across the Olympic Peninsula, right along the Oregon coastline as well, the beautiful rocky coastline. But you can see some snow also showing up as you gain elevation here across the portions of western Washington state. The Cascades likely to get some snow over the next couple of days. But typically before a system moves onshore, you have more of a southerly component to the wind direction. So those snow levels initially run high, but we'll have that parade of storms moving onshore, and with every low that moves onshore, you get the change in the wind direction, and therefore you also start to see some of that higher elevation snow. You can see that jet stream very much in play as we go through early next week. That means that moist flow is going to continue like a hose pointed right at Seattle, right at Portland, Eugene, down towards Crescent City, Eureka, California. Yeah, quite a bit of rainfall in our forecast. So here we go. This is our future radar, our computer model showing the darker green indicating heavy rain along the 5 between Seattle and Portland. Now we're into Sunday. This is Sunday afternoon now at 3:30, and we still have the rain to contend with, and if not rain, a lot of clouds certainly will be the case. And then as I mentioned, you will see some of that high elevation snow across the Washington Cascades, eventually through the Oregon Cascades and even into Mount Shasta, Northern California. Monday we still have that onshore flow, which means wet weather not just for Seattle and Eugene and Redding, but more toward the inland areas as well. And look at these rainfall amounts. Now, mind you, this goes all the way through Tuesday afternoon, but Reynolds, still, that's very impressive. Some places could see as much as 12 inches of rainfall. And just ahead here on AMHQ Weekend, we are going to Saturday morning, time now for our winter weather update, and you're probably wondering, where is the wintry weather? We don't really have a whole lot going on across the country at the moment, but we do have quite a bit here in the Pacific Ocean. A parade of storms is going to be impacting the west, but if you're waking up in New York or Philadelphia, you're probably wondering, how does that affect me? Well, eventually it will, because all these systems typically track from west to east. But look at all that moisture, that plume of moisture pointed right at the Pacific Northwest for now. The actual storm going north, but we've got the trailing cold front, that onshore flow, and that's going to mean some active weather for the next few days, actually, in Seattle, Portland, and further inland as we go through early next week. Here's the dry air that's in place across the east. We do have a little disturbance cutting across the Rockies right now, giving a little bit of snow to the higher elevations, but it's all about the dry air, especially here in the southeast. The orange is indicating just how dry it is. But things are going to be changing as we take a look at our computer models, the mid-level spin showing that trough that really gets going here as we go towards the beginning of next week. And again, the computer models were kind of all over the place on this and where it develops a coastal low. And if it is there any moisture to work with? Because right now we're thinking it's going to run into some pretty dry air Monday into Tuesday. And that's, of course, one of the ingredients you need for weather to happen, for rain or snow. So that moist air is going to be pulled inland, we're thinking, with that area of low pressure developing right about here, just off the Georgia, South Carolina coastline. We've got the jet stream in play as well. And those warm temperatures are going to basically mean rain this go around, not so much the snowfall, but the question is, okay, how strong does it get? Does it take a closer track to the east coast, or does it go a little bit farther out to sea? So this is for early next week, and we're continuing to get new information from our computer models to determine exactly what kind of weather we can expect here. So here's Monday. Here's the development of the low, a little bit of wind action coming in across the mid-Atlantic as well. And that 32-degree line, the blue line, definitely indicating the lack of cold air that we're going to be seeing Tuesday into Wednesday, and then that low really gets a little bit stronger but farther out over the Atlantic Ocean. Now the Euro model has that low developing not too far off the New England coastline. Look at the wind here, the isobars fairly close together here. So the 32-degree line is still well to the north, way up across the Adirondacks and northern New England. So here's what we're going with for now. Our rainy forecast for the Carolinas Monday, moving up into southeastern Virginia Monday night, and even parts of New Jersey, the Delmarva Peninsula. Tuesday, still looking at some showers along the New England coastline down towards Long Island around Montauk as well. But notice how we don't really have a lot of snow in the forecast. Maybe a rain-snow mix, but that's really about it. In case you're looking for some snow, it's just not out there yet.
Yeah, maybe not snow, but it could be raining cats and dogs.